It's AP Experiment. Welcome back to Rainbow Six Extraction. Have any of y'all ever had just one mission feel like it messes up the whole momentum of the way that your Maelstrom protocol was going? Because that's exactly how I feel. This was a super smooth run that I made with two randoms. We were literally like on pace, in my opinion, for probably one of my smoothest diamond runs. I think I've only had maybe 2 or 3 diamond runs, but it seemed like we were on pace to do a super smooth diamond run. And then we ran into the Immortal Smasher with the serial scan, which I think was like the 4th or 5th mission, and it completely just it trashed it. It flipped our whole momentum, shifted it absolutely against us. It was insane. Like the first couple missions, easy, like butter, like smooth. The doc was making sure that me and the alibi had health. I was checking my corners and on my P's and Q's, making sure enemies weren't aware. I was getting silent hunter objectives, so I wasn't making sure I wasn't getting seen. Like it was super smooth. Like everything was going. The alibi was setting up her baits everywhere that they were needed, so there was lots of enemies distracted away from us. But it's just like running into that Immortal Smasher on the 4th or 5th one absolutely flipped everything for us. Like we literally just moved perfectly. We moved real good as a unit. We kept the health up for the most part. We kind of were sharing the materials as far as like ammo and things of that nature. Of course, there was a good amount of times where I couldn't find ammo cases or React Tech cases because someone else had already picked them up, so that was a bit of an issue. But other than that, like that being something that you kind of have a coin flip on as far as when you're playing with randoms. But like for me, it was like no real issue really. Like it was pretty smooth. The sabotage wasn't too difficult. The prep for the sabotage wasn't too difficult. We were clearing out extra nests and things of that nature pretty much together. We were sweeping floors, sweeping rooms, watching each other's backs. Like we pretty much all had the same type of mind state as far as how we wanted to handle and approach certain objectives. Like there was no objective differences with this team, which was very, very good. It's something that it's very rare that you actually catch teammates that aren't talking to each other but are objectively on the same thought process. So it was good that I found that. But again, it's always that 50-50 of like that give and take of something just missing, something going off, and that being the difference maker between a great run and a good run. And that's pretty much what the difference maker was here. It was literally just we were together, we were running, but when it came down to it, when the rubber hit the road, there was something off that pretty much caused us to go off the train tracks. And again, it turned an amazing run, a smooth run. Like as you can see, we were just making it through stuff, clearing stuff out extra to set up the sabotage, clearing out the extra nests on the back. Again, these are nests you wouldn't even think to like take out on the back end of the map, away from the sabotage, that I just didn't even want to deal with when we started the sabotage. I didn't even want them to be awakened as we're exiting out out of the mission. So I cleared all those out just so that when we finished up the sabotage, we'll be able to move on smooth to everything else, and not even have to think about it. The alibi was setting up pretty much a bait on every corner. That way a lot of the enemies would be distracted. We could just shoot them in the back, get them out the way. And literally the sabotage basically went off without a hitch, to the point where I was kind of bored. I'm not gonna lie. I like half of parts of this, I literally was just like looking around like, where are the enemies? Like I'm so confused, not realizing that the alibi had literally set them up to where they were just elsewhere. They weren't even they weren't even focused on us because they were so distracted. And again, I haven't had enough really, or I haven't been effective enough with Alibi myself to know that that's genius. That's a genius way to use her. I'm personally wouldn't have even thought of that, because that's actually super smart. I haven't really been very objective with Alibi myself, because I've never really found her useful. Whenever I seem to use her, it always never goes as well, and that might just be like I don't know what I'm doing, and I can admit that I really don't be knowing what I'm doing when I'm Alibi. So Sabotage goes off pretty much without a hitch. We're all still 100 health plus extra, because the Doc keeps refilling his ability. We keep giving him all their ability kits because I don't need a sledge, and I think the Alibi, being a prestige 1, keeps getting all her stuff back in recharge. So we just keep feeding the Doc the ability recharges. He heals us up, plus the med kits that he pretty much gives us, and then we just, we're going smooth, right? We get to the Specimen, the third one, pretty smooth. That pretty much goes off without a hitch, because we're just kind of moving along. I decided I didn't even want to use doorways for this, and I just started busting walls down. That's really my best way of using the sledge. I be just making shortcuts. When I want to make a shortcut, I'm normally playing sledge, because it's just like, bro, I'm about to bust these walls down and make a shortcut, because there's no point in using doorways and doing extra turns. No, I'm about to literally just knock this out. My problem with the AR-33, or maybe it might just be my aim and I need to readjust my aim settings, is that I can't seem to hit a shot with it when I'm like unloading the clip. And again, it might just be the way that I'm doing it. I hate that his burst is a 2-shot burst rather than a 3-shot burst. It's really a pain in my ass. If it was a 3-shot burst, it would probably be perfect for me, but because it is a 2-shot burst, and the 2-shot burst is somewhat ineffective, like I have to keep it in fully automatic, and then I have to keep my aim together. So I'm probably going to be going through lots of I'll probably be editing my aim settings, and y'all will see the effects of that over the course of the next couple of videos. But like, I cannot seem to hit shots with it in fully automatic as I'm like spinning corners and doing things like that. So I'm gonna have to really go through that. But here's the serial scan. This is when we have to deal with the Immortal Smasher. I do have it kind of sped up a bit, because again, this is a serial scan. Those are a bit longer, but like, bruh, like, as tedious, like it was dumb tedious. It was dumb tedious. I was low on ammo because again, resources weren't exactly evenly spread out among us. But again, that's like comes with the territory of solo queuing with randoms, especially in Maelstrom Protocol. Like when you don't have a group of people to consistently play with, that's always gonna be a thing. But again, wasn't even worried about it, wasn't even really tripping, because again, I do know how to somewhat ammo conserve myself without really having to put myself in a terrible position. As well as, again, the Alibi was setting us up, the Doc was keeping us healthy, so everyone had a reason to specifically need ammo. Like the Doc was running, I believe, was running the HK417, so he naturally comes into the incursion with less ammo than everybody else. So I can understand why he would take it. The Alibi, I think the Alibi was using I believe the Alibi might have not been using her LMG. Yeah, I think the Alibi was using one of her other guns instead of her LMG. So of course, he has a smaller mag size. Not a problem, not an issue. I don't really care about that. I'm using the AR-33, so I'm just running through bullets because it shoots so fast, as well as the fact that I'm basically wasting ammunition because my aim is bad. But like right here, eventually, unfortunately, since I'm out of React Tech, and I think both of my teammates started running out of React Tech, we literally ran into this. Basically flipped our whole thing. I got under 100. I think one of my other teammates got under 100. I think I actually end up going down here in a little bit. Like, it was just like it completely flipped our fortunes, where it went from we're we're about to be 3-4 objectives in, perfect smooth run, everybody over 100, to like I go down, so now I'm at like 5 health plus the extra, and then I think one of my other teammates, or yeah, like both of my other teammates lost a ton of health. Like the Immortal Smasher basically bullied us into a bad position, like tactically, a position that we really wouldn't be in otherwise had he not basically bullied us. Like we all got to the dock was low, I was low, and that instantly became an issue, because when the dock is low and I'm low, that's like a double liability. The doc being the person who's really healing up the team and keeping everybody kind of together and up, and then me being basically a liability, because now I'm looking for certain things. Like after I basically am like kind of flying through here, I kind of broke off on myself. After I went down that first time, I basically broke off on myself just because I was like, I need to go look for something. I need to go be here. I need to be there. And I'm not gonna lie, partially I went into panic mode, but it was also like tactically I can no longer with confidence do a lot of the turns, and a lot of the key map movements with this level of health. Like I know that I really can't. Like, can I probably spin on somebody? Can I probably grab some ammo? Can I go here? Can I go there? Yes. Can I cover fire? Most definitely. But I have to be in a certain tactical position to do so. Like mentally, after years of playing Call of Duty, Rainbow Six of all kind, because I've been playing basically Rainbow Six since like Vegas 2. Like I know that I have to be in certain spots, of course. And then I took extra damage from this Tormentor, and I'm like, all right, I'm not even gonna force my teammates into a bad spot. I'm gonna get myself up. So now I'm running smooth past this Immortal Smasher, and I'm like, okay, now I kind of gotta post up closer to the door, and I have to make sure that I'm not being a liability by letting myself go down. But I do want to give my teammates a little bit of cover fire so they can get around this Tormentor and this Immortal Smasher. So again, I'm playing it careful, and I'm kind of playing angles with the Spikers and the Tormentors and things of that nature. And this is where I finally just got sick of it, and I put the AR-33 back into fully automatic, because I'm like, bro, this burst is just it's not doing what it needs to do, and it's honestly just doing me more harm than good. Like a 2-shot burst just for that gun is tedious. Again, can I just like rapidly fire can I rapid tap the trigger? Of course, but it wasn't helping as much as I felt like I needed it to. So I just basically put it back in a fully automatic. Ironically, I actually prefer to use Smoke and Sledge with their SMG secondaries rather than the pistol, even though the pistol does more damage and it's a lot more accurate, at least for me, because obviously my accuracy is bad. But the idea of just having it be able to be somewhat fully automatic when I hit certain corners or when I need to attack certain enemies, to me it's a little bit more fun. I'm not gonna lie. And sometimes I really do go for the more fun aspect of the game rather than tactical, because at the end of the day, it is a game and I really do want to enjoy it. So we got to this decontamination. I think the Alibi took the react tech that I needed to actually stay alive. So I'm in a terrible position where I'm at 5 health, and I'm basically like, I need to hopefully survive. So roaming around trying to basically just figure out how in the blue moon I'm going to try to survive this. I'm looking for a spare react tech. I didn't want to I probably should have tabbed and seen if there was another one on the map. Otherwise, but I don't know. I didn't think to do that in the moment. I was just so focused on everything else. But yeah, as you'll see, we have a very fun ending here where I try to be a hero, but it just bites me right in my behind as usual. And I was obviously, again, I'm doing too much. I'm trying to down too many corners. I actually did get full of myself when I jumped off those stairs. So the teammate goes down here. I think I'm gonna somehow turn into a wizard here. So I go to pick him up, not realizing there is a spiker on the other end, and get shot right in my butt. Like, oh my god.